G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out with Julie. And today I'm going to do an acrylic pour. I'm going to do another pearl pour, but I'm not going to use the Liquitex Basics. I'm going to see if I can get the same effect or a similar effect with the Mont Marte. So we'll see how that goes today. I'll show you these two that I did with the Liquitex Basics. That's the blue one. Let's have a look and see if we're in focus here. As you probably know, I've got a new phone with a camera, and if I put it on autofocus, it comes up in a very long, narrow frame. And then if I put it on ultra high definition, it's a better fit, but it's not autofocus. Like, I can't get both. So anyway, hopefully it's all focused. So that's the blue one. So this was the gold that was a little bit thinner. And you can see that these pearls have sort of stretched out a little bit more. They're a little bit bigger. And they've got more sort of black around them. So this was the one that I did with a slightly thicker gold. They are smaller, the pearls, but so they've popped up and they've sort of stayed a bit smaller. So, don't know, depending on which way you like, really, if you want smaller ones or bigger ones. So that's those. Where can I put them? Over here, out of the way. I'll put them underneath my table. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can do it with Mont Marte. So I'm still using Floetrol for my pouring medium, and for the gold I'm still using the Extreme Sheen 24K. I'm just going to go around again and see if that is focusing, because I don't want to do a whole video if it's not focusing. Whoops, dropsies. I think it is, isn't it? That's it there. Oh, see if I get close it won't focus. I don't know. All right, so that's the gold. Ratios for the black are the same. So 1 part Floetrol, 1 part Artist Loft, and a splash of water. The gold is just equal parts. I did 40 grams of Floetrol and 40 grams of gold. The Mont Marte are all 2 to 1. 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint, no water, because the Liquitex Basics is thicker, so I always have to add a little bit of water. It's thicker than the Mont Marte, so I have to add a little bit of water to the Liquitex Basics, but I haven't done it today, so we'll see what happens. So I'm using that, what did I say it was called? Burnt umber, and then there's the burnt sienna, although I didn't like how orange it was, so I put a little blob of the burnt umber in it. And then this one here is raw sienna, and then I've got white. So that's my colours. Now, if you haven't seen a pearl pour before, we mix up the gold and we pour in a puddle first, and then the other colours are poured on top. You can either do a straight pour, a ring pour, a jiggle pour, whatever you want. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start layering. I want the centre to be black, but I don't want to put white next to the black because I don't want it to be grey. So I want 3 layers of black, so the bottom, the middle, and then the end, and the other colours just 2 layers. So I'll put a little bit of black in first. Whatever colour goes in first tends to stick to the bottom, so when you tip it out, you don't always get it all out, you know. It you lose a little bit, so just account for that. So half of this brown, raw sienna, half of the white, because we're doing 2 layers. So I'm getting lightest to darkest, but as I said, I didn't want to put the white next to the black. And that's the burnt sienna, and now the burnt umber. Feels a little bit thicker, and then we'll go back to the black. A third of that, and then all of this one. If it doesn't work, that's okay. I will just we'll have to see what happens by the shape of the pearls, if I get any pearls. Maybe it's just a Liquitex Basics thing. Maybe you know, it's a very highly pigmented paint. Maybe you need it. I don't know. We will find out whether or not you can get pearls from other brands of paint, because I've been getting a lot of inquiries about, you know, people saying, I've tried and I can't do it. But they've been doing it on like a much bigger canvas to this one. As I said in my previous video, and I gave you that little cheat sheet, the little card. You have to follow exactly if you want the same results. So there's no point using a bigger canvas. I will be trying it on a bigger canvas, but I need to, you know, change up the amounts that I'm using, because it's going to be different. And if you're using a different brand of paint to me, then, you know, obviously it might be thinner, it might be thicker. You're going to get different results. But if you do want to try a pearl pour and get it done, you know, as best as you can, it's really best to use the same paints I'm using, the same quantities. That way you know that you're going to get exactly the same as me. But I do want to try a longer canvas, and I want to do 5 ring pours. Similar to this one. It's not all going to fit in the screen. Oops, move that away. I'll show you a little bit of it. It won't all fit. It's very long. So I want to do that. I bet you that didn't focus, did it? But I want to do that, and I want to use the gold puddle underneath and see if I can get pearls popping up from that style of painting. So there we go. We've got a full cup, almost a full cup. Don't use too much paint, because you're going to have too much paint left on the surface, and it'll be too difficult for your pearls to pop through if your paint's too thick. On the other hand, if your paint's too thin, the pearls will pop up and they'll just spread like crazy. And they won't stay in their nice little pearl shape. Okay, please work. So this is where I'm just going to pour down the gold puddle. And when you tip your canvas or tilt your canvas, just go to each corner and over the corner. I know some other techniques, you go to the corner but not over, you come back. You go to the corner, not over, and come back. And then you go again and you go over each corner. It's not the same with this. You just have to go to each corner and over quick. Next corner, over quick. Because if you take too long, your pearls will pop up and then you keep stretching them out of shape by moving around too much. So don't do that. Right. I think I'll do another jiggle pour. I really like the jiggle pours. So straight into the middle. And start to jiggle. And hopefully I'll get a really nice effect. As you get more empty in your cup, you need to get closer and slow down so that you can still get that pretty little jiggle pattern happening. And your little fingerlings that I love. It's looking good so far, but we won't know if we're going to get pearls until I start tilting. And then you have to just put your finger on the end like that and catch the drips. Right, well, that's looking pretty good. Are we still in focus? I'm just going to move you to the center a little bit. Okay, so now, as I said, over to the corner, back, over to the other corner, back. And don't torch, okay? We torch later because that's what brings the pearls up, so don't do it yet. Resist the temptation. Right, I'm going to go that way first. Here we go, wish me luck. And the paint should roll over itself, over the gold. Come back. Oh my gosh, there's a blob. Oh, typical. Always a blob. Let's get that out before it gets... Oh. Okay, what am I going to use? It's a blob of unmixed paint. I'm just going to have to get it out and hopefully not ruin my design too much. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I've got pearls on the side, you guys. Yay. Okay, now I've gone that way, so let's just carry on and go this way. because the paint kind of wants to roll that way anyway. So let's get going. Look, I've got pearls. It's working. There's still a blob of paint in there. All right, over, back to the middle, off to the other corner. Now, don't muck around, just get it done. Otherwise, you're going to overstretch your pearls, like I said. Well, it's very pale. I'd like a little bit more darkness in here. Got a lot of white in the middle, hey? Okay, where am I up to? Oh, bringing the weight of the paint back to the middle. There's still a big blob of paint in there. Oh, I'm just going to go for it. As I said, don't want to hang around. It looks as if I've got a little bit too much white. I only wanted a tiny bit of white, you know, as a feature, but it's kind of... Oh my gosh, look at that blob. All right, I'm going to get the weight of the paint back. I'm going to get that out. This is why you have to mix your paint so well, because I mean you can ruin a whole painting by having a blob. A blob. All right, now I've got to go back to the middle because this paint up here has to rub over itself again like the others did. And we're going to leave it. See, my pearls are starting to overstretch. They're kind of going a bit wonky. Wonky donkey. Well, we got pearls, so that's a good thing. As far as that goes, well, I can't do much about that. Blob in my paint. I took my time a little bit too much when the pearls came up because I was stopping and fiddling, so these pearls are a little bit overstretched. I wonder if I can... Not really. Seeing if I could disguise that a little bit, but not really. Joining them up a little bit. It's a bit better. Not wonderful, but it's a bit better. And way too much white. So maybe we could get away with not doing the white. Maybe just, yeah, maybe we don't need the white because it's kind of breaking up anyway. So though we can still do those other colours. And maybe just a pale cream rather than the white. Right, I need to torch. Standing here talking, let's torch. But as far as the Mont Marte paints, whether they worked, yes, they do. So I'm happy to go ahead with my bigger canvas with the Mont Martes. Now I'm just torching in the middle section here to get some pearls up. I don't want to torch on the outside because they're already up. See these ones down here? I don't know if you can see them. I'll zoom you in a minute. Zoom you in. It's still a pretty painting, isn't it? It's just not... Oops, we're missing a corner. How did that happen? So these little tiny ones just down here, they've all popped up after I torched. I'll give it another torch and then I'll put you on pause for 10-15 minutes or something like that. And then I'll come back. So I'm really keen to do this again, but I think I will leave that white out. Yeah. It's just really taken over. Unless you think it's really pretty, just something different. Yeah, just depends on how you look at things, doesn't it? I was expecting it to be quite a dark painting, but still pretty. All right, I'm going to put you on pause and I'll see you in 10 minutes. So there we see we've got more pearls popping up. This area here, it doesn't look too bad now. We've sort of got a few more little pearls popping up on the edge there, kind of disguising that little boo-boo. And let's go down for a close-up, hey? See what that looks like. While you were waiting for it to develop, I just did my corners Nice and sparkly. Oh, there's my thumb in the way again. I don't know where to hold this thing. I've got 4 cameras. Okay, I'm going to stay over here because that ring light's in the way. I do need it though to have some nice bright light for you. So what do you think of the white stripes? Do you like them? Do you not like them? They are quite a contrast, you know, between the other colours in here. So I don't know, I just wasn't expecting it, I guess. I got a surprise. I thought, oh, look at all that white. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of got weird little things happening in it. It's not like a bright straight line. It's, yeah, I don't know that I like it. Anyway, I've mixed up some more paints and I'm going to go again, and I'm going to take the white out and put in some cream instead and see how I go with that. All right, so stay tuned for that one. That will be coming up very soon. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Bye for now.